everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Honest View this Thursday edition. Woke up on the right side, going through work today, and possibly you're just tired and you just want to chill with us, the ladies of the Honest View. Don't worry, we will crack you up. We will give you something to trash your table. In fact, we'll give you reasons to fight. And then, when you're done, when we're done breaking the table, we're going to put it back together. Yes, the Honest View is back here again, and of course you know that on the Honest View it's all about conversations about family, about women, about politics, about finance, whatever it is that is a trending topic, whether on social media or in the polity. We definitely will bring it to you and we will share our opinion about it. My name is Oluwatomisi Adepo. Yeah, and of course this evening, before I talk about the topic, Boma is spotting, I don't understand. She thinks she's from South Africa today or Kenya. I'm just wondering, what are you feeling like?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Honest View. My name is Boma Johnson. Today, many people think I'm really Nigerian, but I'm not. You see, today, this is how we're going to do the show.
Are you kidding?
You're smiling. I got you to smile.
Did you just mimic?
Hey.
What's that girl's name? Come see.
This is, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm my own person.
You are
your own person today. Yes, as you can see, this is how we come from South Africa. Zulu, to be precise. And this is how we're doing the show today. Thank you so much. My name is Boma Johnson, and I'm representing the millennials and the Gen Zs upon this show today. You can move on to the next person for introduction.
The next person. All right, YK. She's so trying to contain the laughter, like she's like.
Madam YK is like, today is serious business. I'm not going to laugh with these people.
Oh my God.
There's nothing you can do.
YK, welcome to the show. Good to have you this evening. No, you see the way she looked at you first.
She gave me this idea like how all these mothers that want to beat you, but what you are doing is funny.
But so, they don't have a choice but just to crack you up. All right, YK, welcome to the show. Good to have you.
All right, it's good to be back here this evening. Yeah, my name is Yinka Kenny. You folks call me YK. Yeah, on the show, we'll try to bring you all the issues that are trending on social media. We'll try to talk about it, discuss about it. No bar holding any bar at all. We say it the way it is. We bring it to you the way it is. And you know that there will always be bad boosts. It's as if Nigerians are the only one using the internet.
As a matter of fact, because Nigerians are the only ones. You people are the only ones.
Train too much.
Wait, so you people.
Okay. Yes, now you
I'm
people.
I'm a Nigerian.
Me, I'm not a Nigerian. I'm a citizen of heaven. Then I now branch South Africa.
We are not citizens.
I can speak for you. Speak for yourself. Hey, why are you arguing with my citizenship? Are you holding my passport?
We are citizens of heaven. But we are citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So when we talk about Nigerians on this table, you are part of us.
I'm from South Africa. Have you not heard my name, Boma? Does it sound Nigerian to you? It's not Nigerian.
My people, it looks as if you guys have taken over social media. And in fact, they should look at the trending nation when it comes to social media use. Nigeria will definitely be between the 1 to 5th of that list.
1 to 3. 5th.
That's 1
to 3. You people are always there.
In fact, I think next to the United States, Nigeria should be second. You guys have mastered the art of dominating social media to the point that it has become something that the rest of the world looks up to. And in fact, the topic has been trending in Nigeria for quite a number of weeks now, the issue of paternity. Yes, we've thrown it. Yes, we've discussed it before and all that and all that. But this week, there was a gbazgbos. There was on social media. And it goes. The gbazgbos is Sandra. Let us help us beg Sandra. It's Sandra. It's Sandra Iheuwa that went on social media and writes frankly that most firstborns of married Nigerian women don't belong to their husbands. So at that point, when we saw this topic online, at that point when we saw this topic online, some people in the group were asking questions about some people's children and saying, it looks as if the head is bent somewhere and something. It's not my mouth that they used to hear that anybody said anything. What I can just tell you is what Sandra said. Now, Sandra said, and this is because somebody also went on social media and the man was ranting and talking, and you could see the pain all over his face while he was talking about why exactly do you think I am not worthy of being the father. So yes, let's listen to the video, just a little bit snippet of it, and then we're back on the table to actually throw it back at one another. Is it true? Is it not? Thank God we're all women. So you tell me where you got your firstborn from if you say it is not true or it is true. The video, please.
DJ is my real son. Why you been lying to me?
What have I been lying about?
I got a DNA test done.
A DNA saying what?
Saying that he's not my son.
Let me see this DNA test.
You don't need to see it. I saw it.
How DNA test gonna say?
How you gonna be lying to me for 11 years? Why would you do that to me?
Where's the lie?
The lie is you. You are the lie. You have been lying to me for 11 years, having me believe that my son that I've been raising for 11 years is not really my son. Like, how could you do that to me? Like, what can you say for yourself right now?
What made you get a DNA test?
Because I went through your phone.
All right. Welcome back. You see, this is where it gets interesting. That man had taken care of that boy for 11 whooping years. Do you know what it is like to change diaper, take the boy to school, and then the boy is possibly already in high school? And then the woman still pretending as if the boy belongs to the man, continue to live in the house. Why did he do a DNA? That's the first question. But the man has a DNA telling him that the child in question is not his. Now, coming back to Nigeria, somebody said 40% of Nigerian women actually do not have the first children, their firstborn is not with or for their husband. The statistics is what I have a problem with, but let me just keep my opinion to myself. This person actually said 40%. A doctor mentioned it a while ago. I was talking about 40%. And if you look at what is happening on radio, I mean, if you listen to Agidigbo FM or Yomi Hamzat, this topic has become a normal topic. Almost every weekend. As a matter of almost every week, Oriyomi has one couple, one man, one woman coming to say the child in question is not mine. Or something happened, the child is sick, or by some reason, by some design. There was even a story of a woman who were like 4 and they could not figure out. As a matter of fact, none belonged to her husband. She confessed.
No, there's a medical explanation for that.
Oh, really? Do you want to go first?
There has to be a medical.
You want to go first, but are you really sure?
Wait. You see, when I rest on this topic, the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that I do not understand when there was a recline or a downward slope into paternity. I mean, this wasn't something that used to be a topic. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it used to be an underhanded topic that used to be talked about, but it wasn't such a popular phenomenon that we used to see or speak about a lot. Paternity. And I have a lot of questions, because these statistics you're throwing out saying 40% of marriages or children don't belong to fathers. Is this from one doctor's point of view, or is this a general statistics that has been measured, right, over an experiment or a questionnaire or something? I want to know, because I'm trying so much to be very careful with what I say, but the lady's own is what me I'm even tackling when she says the firstborn of every. Say most. And most
is not 50%.
Most is 80-85%. Most is 80-90%. So you're saying
almost
that
all.
That's most, literally. It means that if we brought 100 couples together
and
maybe
you do a DNA
test, you're saying that the firstborn of all of these women do not belong to at least 80 men in the room in those marriages. And I want to just ask her based off of what? Because I'm my father's daughter.
I would
I'm the first
have
child.
loved to ask her the question.
And I have a lot of people that are their father's children.
Is
And
your
I'm very,
first
very sure.
child
Hey!
your husband?
Hey!
I would have loved to ask that question.
You are entering
I'm
danger
sorry.
zone. Oh. You are
No,
entering.
I'm sorry.
Tell me.
No, let's assume that she was seated here. Why? If this lady was seated here and we brought her on this show to ask the question, wouldn't that be the first relevant question to ask? Because sincerely, as a woman, when I saw this, it made me feel like, hello, is something right somewhere? My candid
What
opinion.
that basically means is that I should question you. If your child, that the one you bought first,
Absolutely,
question you
the
too.
father's child.
should I question you?
So,
But I won't tell you that she was listening.
no, but sincerely, YK, you saw this first. As a woman, how did you feel? First of all, somebody says
I don't even think it's something
more
you pay
than
attention to.
most Nigerian women,
Yeah.
their firstborns
It's
do not.
not.
Are you kidding me? How did you feel as a woman? As a woman, you married, you've been married, you have kids, and Abba, and you relate with a lot of married women.
Oh,
so if you
yeah.
don't have them as friends, you have them as colleagues, you have them as. How did you feel as a person?
Honestly, for me, I'm that liberal. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion, and I've come to a stage that when it comes to social media, I just let it be and have my own opinion. But coming back to, this particular topic, why this became an issue and why it has become a bit rampant and why a lot of secrets are being brought
To light.
to the open is this jackpot things. Yes, because most of the times when they have to do this jackpot thing,
You have to
there will have
actually-
to be a DNA, and after the DNA, a lot of revelations are being, so when people start hearing and seeing all of these
feel the
revelations,
need to-
they begin to look very closely and begin to see if, okay, this child that is my firstborn has brown eyes, but actually nobody has got brown eyes in my family and all of
In
that.
short, we are all tall.
Maybe some of us will have been, I remember that when I just got pregnant, when I just got
For your
pregnant
first child now,
for
or-
my first child.
Okay.
When I just got pregnant, I know I had a misunderstanding with the father, and in annoyance, I said to him, I was leaving, and I said to him, "This baby I'm carrying is not yours." The young 28 years old.
You in
me,
anger.
In anger, that was what I said. After it all, everything
Died down.
was settled and all of that. And I know that many years into the marriage, you would taunt me with it and to say that, Shay, you could say the boy is not my boy.
own.
But unfortunately for him and everybody, the boy,
The semblance.
the boy
Why is his carbon copy?
not only his carbon copy,
What are you talking
his
about?
mom's carbon copy,
Ewo.
his brother's carbon
Ewo.
copy.
It cannot be lost. It's a shite that if you see on the streets,
You can pick the person.
and you know the father, you say,
Look at that.
Are you killed?
The boy came to vindicate
I'm
himself.
telling you, Tilly,
To say,
his
how
fingers,
dare
his
you
toenails,
doubt?
everything, So, I can just imagine that if it had been in the world of today, we are talking of a boy that will be 21 years old
Oh, wow.
this year. So, if it's a world of...
This time.
Yes, I know the kind of, despite, the resemblance and everything, somebody somewhere
Noses will
want
still
to
raise.
say, let's have a DNA of this boy and all of that. Having said-
Despite.
Yes, having said that, the thing is that it's so unfortunate the way ladies these days. I don't know how you can have the guts to get pregnant for A and take it to B and you look B into his eyes
say the
for
child is
several
his.
years and keep saying, living a lie, such a lie. You never even think about the medical, issues.
Implication
There
that
could
could
be
come out.
crises, there could be anything that there's an emergency and
the father can't help.
need to save the life of this child. So a lot of things they are all encompassing in all of this. But then they say that the bad egg, if you mix it up with the good ones,
Yeah,
automatically
it becomes bad.
becomes
it
the
spoils
general.
everything. So it's because more often than not these days we hear cases like this happen. So why would somebody not say? And you know, that video we watched, you know, God knows who was, you know, doing the recording. You know, some videos when I see pop up, I ask myself, is this a skit?
Man was recording
is it
himself,
a skit or whatever? Who was doing the
man was
recording?
actually recording
You know,
himself
and
for
all of
record
that.
purposes.
You needed to hear the guts the lady had.
Yeah.
And
She said, where did you go and get the test done?
and at the end
Who
of
gave you the
at
test?
the end of the day, the guy, she said, so what? You understand?
Like,
so these
what are you going to do about it?
these
Like it doesn't matter.
these and many more are the reasons people begin to take a second look, most especially in marriages whereby maybe the love had been one-sided. Maybe the man was definitely so much in love, and probably if he felt that I needed to get this lady at all costs. You know, there are times that we take some actions, some decisions out of youthful exuberance, out of innocence, out of ignorance, even out of love.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, at times. And in future, when you are more matured, when you can,
you look back.
you are more reasonable, you look back and tell yourself, did I actually make that decision? If I had known better, I would have done better. So the reason a lot of people begin to go to find, you know, answers to their secret dilemma, because it's something that, you know,
Thoughts that are running through
once
your mind.
it gets into your head,
You can't
for
get it
one,
out.
you can't get it
You can't
out
get it out.
until you get to
Yep.
the bottom of it. We're talking
Yep.
about a child now. But having said all of that, my own opinion is that a father is not is not just
The
someone
person who
that's the
carries
sperm
DNA.
donor. No. If I find, well, unfortunately, I can never find myself in such situations. So you cannot say what you will do. But honestly, you have been taking care of a child. Okay, there's this foreign show some time ago that I watched, and the man, I think after, is it 27 years, realized that the child was not his.
his.
Yeah.
You know, so they had, it was
Is it the one with the judge?
Yes,
The one that she does the paternity test?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my God, it's a
Yeah.
sad
It
show
was,
sometimes.
it was really emotional that day. Even for me, it was emotional.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the man said he doesn't care. The
Yep.
boy said he
child is
doesn't
mine.
care.
Yep.
That this is the father I had known.
And that's the
son
only father I
said,
want.
that is the father I had known. The man said, this is the son I had known. And they both hugged each other, and you know,
The mother is the one that lost at the end of the day.
At the end of the
that's
day.
the end of it. So
Yeah.
men, I want men to begin to see beyond. It's not easy.
Beyond the pain and the
It's
hurt.
not easy, but in a situation
blood.
where you have developed a kind of attachment
and
to that
affection for the
child, to
child.
that child, because we are human beings. At the end of the day, it's just like you being in an emotional relationship with a lady or a man, and there's a breakup. You know, like I was watching a video of Pastor Femi Lazarus today, and he said, you get out of a relationship and you easily move on. You were never in love,
Yeah.
which
With
is
the
the
person,
truth. So if
irrespective.
you have a child and, you know, all of a sudden...
It doesn't just switch off.
It doesn't
There's
go.
there's no button.
So at
You don't-
times for your own mental stability, you know, there are times... Look, people, when we talk about, you know, this telephone thing and all of that, the things you do not know do not affect you.
Yep.
For me, most times I do not want to know how water got into the coconut. For
Ah.
my peace of mind.
But don't you think that sometimes it is people around because certain situations arise.
And that
They are
is
traveling.
why Tommy
What if
say,
they are
I
not
tell,
traveling?
What do you mean by what do you mean by setting situations around or the people around?
Around the people. So, for
So-
example,
Okay.
it is the mother or maybe the aunt that comes and says, that boy, he's behaving like a bastard. He's not behaving like, he's not behaving like us. He's not behaving like this.
So what
He's not
people
behaving
say
like
can
that.
influence a person's mindset.
And
I
so
agree.
At the end
And
of
you
the
know-
day, the
you-
man
okay.
begins to doubt. So in
You see,
situations like that,
Tommy say, and that is why if you are not compelled, you know, if you are not in a situation, probably there's a medical situation, or probably you have to, you know, do the japa things, and
you just wake up.
are compelled. That is why I am a preacher of the fact fact that, I have learned it in a hard way. Do not live your life for society. Learn to have a grip of your life, because I keep telling people that when the chips are down, every other person will only rejoice with you or sympathize with you. You will bear the brunt of whatever decision you decide to make. So if you live your life for society, Nigerians, most especially, we should try and get to that point where we do not live our lives for the society.
So basically,
we have
validation.
seen couples that been together for several years without children. They would have lived happily, probably gone to adopt a child or done maybe surrogacy, IVF or something. But because of the external influence, they have situations that they cannot handle, and at the end of the day, the marriage gets broken. So we should, as Nigerians, grow beyond society, and even we society, please let us learn to mind our business.
Please, I'm a direct, I don't want to say I'm a direct disadvantaged fellow because of what you just said, and let me explain that. So my mom had difficulty putting to bed early after their marriage, and so of course adoption, please understand, this is way back. I'm talking back like 80s, 90s, 80s, what am I saying, early, and or early 90s rather. And she would say, oh, adoption, and my dad didn't have a problem with adoption, but there were people, quote unquote, who say, I'll say this in Yoruba because this was what some of her so-called people, I don't want to name them, aunties, uncles, whatever, had said. They say, omoto, mobito ti wa, boyo larun lara, boyo ni were lara, boyo let me lara. So basically, you want to go and pick a child from outside that you don't know what's in their blood, what's in their lineage, where they come from, and all of that. Now, she said down the line after she gave birth to me, of course, they tried again and again and again. It wasn't working and it wasn't. Now, I have adopted older siblings, right? Those who unofficially don't bear my surname, but we grew up together as brother and sister. Now, she wanted to adopt after me because it was a case of everybody had now gone and I was alone because they were way older than me. And so it was a case of, let me adopt somebody else so that you don't get to do life alone. Also for myself. Now, understand that for my dad, he really couldn't be bothered. Let's be honest. I know we say, oh, the children bearing and all of that is only for the fathers, but the truth is, Nigeria puts pressure on the mothers in this side of the world.
A whole lot of pressure.
We expect
on
the child-bearing responsibility entirely to be on the wife. Now, my mom wanted to adopt, and then somebody else who also hadn't had children adopted. Now, last month, I went for a family occasion, and she was showing me somebody with her who they worked together, a colleague who at the time adopted, and my mom wanted to adopt. And she was saying, one more. Now this child is grown up, was running around saying mommy, I think maybe like in secondary school or something, and she was like, Yoruba, she just looked at me and said, this would have been hard too with her child, but that they didn't let her go ahead to adopt. And in that moment, I could see how looking at another person's joy felt like she missed out on something. Not because she doesn't have me or she's not complete, but that could have been her. Now, I know that right now in the season of my mom's life, I'm an adult, I'm living my life, I'm not at home. That would have been great company for her to have in this time of her life. That would have been something for her to focus on.
So, but you're an only child?
Yes, I am. I am an only child. I'm the only one from my dad and my mom, and it has its own, disadvantages, as much as that, because when you're growing up, it's like the love can be stifling at some point because you are the everything, you are the life, you are the one we waited for, you are the one you're everything. So even breaking out is a problem. This level of wanting to be on your own, you fight for everything, really.
You're like, they're in your
space,
basically,
and I just made that example to go back to society sometimes can force you to miss out on what you need in life. And what can help you in life. And so I agree with you when I say people need to mind their business. People need, because the people that talked now, they have children. Of course. The people that talked now, they have company. The people that talk now, they are not lonely. They've moved on with their lives. They're doing well. In fact, they don't remember probably the advice they gave her. Good. If she goes back and says, because she said that, she said, so person, because I told her money, because the person who didn't allow you to do this, honestly does not remember.
You can't even remember.
And so I said it to my auntie at the end of that event, and she goes, me. She goes, me.
She can't remember.
She goes, she can never be against adoption on any end. Why? My auntie is now a progressive thinker. She doesn't think the way she used to think again. But me knowing her when I was growing up, I know it's the kind of advice that she would have given. So now I'm looking at my mom like, what if you had made the decision on your own? They would have I had no choice but to be okay with it. Everybody will learn to be okay with it.
Now, coming back to
Let me
the
hold your
paternity.
thoughts. Please, let me hold your thoughts a little bit. You're watching us and you're possibly wondering, how can you contribute? How can you be a part of the conversation? There is a number scrolling down on your screen. That's 09055042974. That's 09055042904. You can send SMS, WhatsApp message, or simply just reach out to us and let us know what your opinion is.
Do you have a
about
paternity story?
Now, if you are watching us and you want your friend to be a part of the conversation as well, the link is right there on YouTube. VOP TV Live, we're streaming on YouTube right now. Just copy the link, put it in your WhatsApp status or whatever, and just share. Keep sharing, keep sending to your friends, and make sure you invite somebody. This conversation could be a blessing to somebody out there.
Now I want to say something very quickly, because I was listening so closely to when Madam Mikey was speaking in terms of, in her opinion. I really love when you got to that point where you said, in your opinion, a father is not a donor of a child in terms of sperm donor, DNA carrier, or whatever. But I also want to speak to the quality of women that we have nowadays. If this was not a conversation way back when, it's because, like Yorubas will say, do not, let's not say we don't want to be like our mothers and get to the point where we are embarrassing our children. Because I don't want to know what a 27-year-old guy is going to think of his mother. He will never look at her the same way. Definitely. He will never, no, even if he forgives you, he will never look at you. That's, you've broken something you are never going to get back again. And guess what? What you've done is you've just thrown your child in the arms of that man. That man has become father and mother. That man is now ultimate. You've lost that child in some way.
But honestly, I would not agree to the school of thought that we weren't even having situations like this in the past.
No, I'm saying the rates. Okay. I'm not saying we didn't have.
No, you cannot even say what the rates could have been.
By the kind of Yoruba films that we used to have.
No, the thing
I think it was quite popular.
No, for me is that ignorance was the order of the day as a day, because a lot of times we didn't have this kind of medical, improvement that we have today.
But paternity test has always been there.
No. When I was born, paternity test was not there by me. Almost 5 decades ago, paternity test. What cannot say what be paternity test? When to even do a CS was a
death wish, like you want to do CS, like you are
signing your death warrant.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that a lot of things went by ignorantly. A lot of things, it's just,
and they got away with it.
And they got away with it. And it's just like situations we have today, where women, we now know that a woman that has a certain blood group, she would keep having stillbirth if she doesn't have the proper, medical attention. That is those days. This kind of woman, they will say, Bikuni. So we had a lot of medical ignorance. We had a lot of technological ignorance, and you see, a lot of things, were just there.
A lot of things passed by,
and a lot of things passed by, and that's why when I see people say that our mothers had better marriages, I just shake my head and say, no.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
So coming back to this topic of most firstborns, I would say that. If possible, I'm not a man, so I cannot understand, what the pain a man is going through. But from my own point of view, I would say that if you have a good marriage with your wife and you have no cause to doubt this woman, do not bring up a problem where there is none. Do not. And we have seen situations where there are medical mistakes, whereby the medical mistakes, a lot of damages would have been done before it is being corrected. And I tell you, when it comes to relationship, it's better for you guys not to have a problem with trust. The moment you have a problem with trust, build it back. Because at the end of the day, the woman will look at you and tell you, you look into my eyes to tell me that the child is not your own child. No, that marriage can never be the same again. Because it could just be a mistake at the end of the day.
We need to go. All right, so still going back to this conversation, I think not wanting to diminish the pain of the man, in this situation.
I want to ask a question quickly. So, are you saying that people should not then take paternity tests? Because me, I think
If
people
it is
should.
not
No,
necessary.
if it's not
What does
necessary,
not
if it's
necessary
you-
mean?
No, the truth is,
if you this
see.
is okay. So this is where I stand on the issue. As a man, if it's already on your mind, go ahead and have it. That's the truth, because it's not going to go anywhere, and you're just going to keep looking over your shoulders. Now, what you do with the information after you find out, because again, sometimes, like you said, it's better not to know how the water got inside the coconut.
Exactly. The
If you
reason
know
why
that you can't,
shouldn't
because
even
again,
find out in the first place.
this is my opinion. If you know you can bear the burnt of what happens
No.
after, that is my opinion. But okay, you cannot say no. That's
No,
my
what I mean
opinion.
is that no, what I meant by no
Eh.
is that we are human beings.
I'm
You
saying
hardly
it though.
cannot find someone that
No. I've seen people that can bear things that were unthinkable to me. There are women that
Well,
stay in cheating marriages, and I'm like, I always thought it was impossible, and it's possible. So every man with his own kola nut and in calabash. My own is just understand the repercussion of what you are letting go, especially all those ones that have 20-year-old kids, 17. Yes, this is my parting shot, right? This is my parting shot. If you want to get a paternity test, because I also know of men who have lived, under mental duress with this question just hanging over them, and they could have gotten a test and shut the idea up forever. So if you want to shut the idea up, my dear man, please go ahead, because again, like I said, I don't know how that feels, and I'm speaking based off of how I feel when my trust is broken, or when I have a question that cannot leave my chest. I can't function. I don't have peace of mind. So get it done, but just know what you're getting into. Like Madam Waike said, I'm not going to throw away a 20-year-old son that I've built a bond with, that I love with everything, because this woman tells me I'm not his father. You are not going
Or
to dictate to me
because
because
DNA
he doesn't
test.
carry DNA. And I love that. I love when these kids are even older, because now a child can decide who his father is. He's not the one that they will not be fighting for custody when it's a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. I'm the one that will decide in my adult age who my papa be. Nobody you go tell me. Even now, we have fathers who are not fathers.
Yes.
Right? In that ramification. So yeah, that's just it for me. That's my parting shot today.
Now, going back to YK, you've actually said quite a lot. We had a conversation last week, and I really want us to touch it as we wrap up the show for today. When the Minister of Women Affairs made that comment, a lot of people came out and said, you say what you say. But we really need to get to the point where we look at that conversation holistically. It is useful, and it may not be useful for some people. But I think before we go there, I think we need to take a very quick break. When we come back, to round up the show, we're going to talk about this matter of keeping quiet when the woman is having an argument with her husband. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Now, as we wrap up the show, like I said, it's useful advice, and a lot of people find themselves in situations they can no longer handle. They find themselves in places they did not bargain for. They land in a hospital, they land in a police station, they find themselves doing things that they could have never imagined that they could do, simply because they fell into an argument with their spouses. So, YK, how do you handle situations where the argument becomes very hot as a woman? Is it of your opinion that we should definitely just keep quiet and walk away?
Okay, honestly, for me, you don't put you don't add fuel into a burning fire. That's me. You know me practically. Silence is my own response. It's a very good. I would come back to visit it when you can hear me, and that's how I deal. Maybe in my younger days, I was worse off, but when I got to my mid-30s, I got different ideas about life. So for me, when there's an argument, both of you cannot be mad at the same time. There will always be a time to revisit it. It's not something we can actually, you will learn it, you grow into it. Personally, I grew into it, and it is what I practice. I am totally I'm not saying be a moron. I'm not saying be a stupid fellow. I'm not saying be a fool. But at times, The Englishman says silence is the best answer. At times, just keep quiet and keep looking. It makes things better. When his head can, he will listen to you.
Clearly.
Both of you cannot just argue at the same time. And I tell you, it's really, really a very good advice in marriage. Honestly, for me. My name is Yinka Kenny.
And that's where we draw the curtain on today's show. My name is Oluwatomisin Adebukola. We'll see you next week on A Honest View. Don't forget to follow us on VOP TV Live. And just keep following the show. Share it. Give it to your friends. Let them pass their comments. And we definitely visit it next week. Bye for now.